In today's video, we're going to be doing a review of the Nagasaki Outlaw as well as take it out on the racetrack. But before we start, here is how it looks and at the same time how it sounds. Anyways guys, moving on to the review and starting off with the performance of the Outlaw. And as always, starting off with the acceleration, and well guys, the acceleration of the Outlaw is actually pretty good. It launches off the line pretty quickly and after that it accelerates to its top speed very quickly. It has excellent low to mid-end performance and the top end is also still pretty good. So when it comes to the acceleration of the Outlaw, I'll give it a big thumbs up. And now moving on to the top speed of the Outlaw, and here is, well, where things start to fall off. And that is because this car is super duper slow. It's actually slower than the electric vehicles as well when it comes to the top speed. Because according to my testings, I found out that the top speed of the Nagasaki Outlaw is actually well below 100 miles per hour, and that's pretty bad. So if you like fast cars and you drive a lot in the highways or you race in tracks with a lot of straights, then the Outlaw is not the one for you because it is very poor when it comes to the top speed. But nonetheless, I'd say it is still enough to drive in and around of the city and as well go on for off-road races. Anyways, enough on the top speed. Now let's move on to the handling, and again, this is where it starts to shine a bit more again. And that is because the Nagasaki Outlaw actually does have good handling, because it grips a lot and also at the same time it changes direction pretty quickly. So yeah, if you're going to race in an off-road track, that is going to be very helpful. And again, the suspension of this car is just a peach because it just absorbs all the bumps pretty well and it does not have any problems at all when racing in very bumpy tracks. So the handling of the Nagasaki Outlaw is actually pretty good according to me. But there is a slight understeer that this car has, but it's nothing too serious, so yeah. But all in all, I'd say the handling is fantastic. It's top notch and honestly one of the best handling off-roaders. And now on to the track test and as well as the conclusion, and starting off with the conclusion as always. And well guys, what do I think of the Nagasaki Outlaw? And well, my honest opinion is that I actually really like this car, and that is because it looks pretty good and it is quite unique if I do say so myself. And on top of that, I feel like the performance that it gives for the price that it has is actually pretty good. Because at the time of recording, I actually got this car for $600,000, and that is after I also unlocked the trade price, and honestly, for that price, this car is pretty good. I'd actually go as far to even say that this is one of those underrated cars that has been overlooked for quite some time now. But nonetheless, it is a pretty slow car when it comes to the top speed, and that's what really lets it down. The acceleration and the handling is pretty good, but then in order to be competitive, the top speed as well has to be a bit high, and this does not have that. But still it does manage to be a little bit competitive, especially when it comes to an all-out off-road race with a lot of bumps and a lot of hills. But when it comes to road races, especially races with a lot of straights, then this car really falls off. It's not really that good, and yeah, that's where this car has its biggest problem. And after all has been said, we now come down to the big question, and that is it really worth it? And I personally would say no, it's not worth it, and that's all thanks to the top speed. I feel like if the top speed was a bit higher, I would certainly recommend this car because it is just absolutely amazing, especially when it comes to the driving experience. But well guys, what can we do, right? Some cars are just meant to be this way. So yeah, I would not recommend this car if you are planning to go race around and you want to be the best, especially in tracks with a lot of straights. But if you're just planning to go off-road or you just want a car that drives well, then this car is actually really good, and I would actually recommend it a bit. But apart from that, if you are looking for a car to, well, race around, then I would suggest you spend a little bit more and go for the Vagrant or even the joggers. So yeah. Anyways guys, now we move on to the track test, and well guys, after a few multiple attempts on my personal racetrack, I have gotten a best time of 3 minutes and 29 seconds, which is honestly pretty decent for an off-roader. It's not Terminus, Vagrant or Jogger level, but I'd say it is decent enough. And well guys, with that I guess we come to the end of the video. I hope you liked the video guys. Leave a like, leave a comment down in the comment section and subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out a ton. And with that, I guess I'll see you guys next time.